Hello everyone, welcome back. This week, Tuesday, CDR, Formula 2 is underway once again. Round 8 this week, second half of the season. So, hope everyone's not doing too bad. Has anyone managed to get a bit of practice around this track in these cars? Can anyone put the challenge on Rick? Championship leader still at the moment. Absolutely fantastic race by himself last week. Blew everyone out the park in Qatar, really. New half of the season. Are we going to have a shift in momentum? Evening Mechanical. Nice to see you in the chat once again, lad. CDR Luke should be putting pressure on Rick, in my opinion. So should Northern Nat. We know they've all got pace. Great week for Just Dave last week. My driver of the day, pulling off some great overtakes in the feature and the sprint, making up big positions in the feature, scoring himself some well-deserved points there. Let's have a look at the standings for last week. I know Rick had double podium. Congrats to him. Had Nat on the podium as well. And Glock as well. He's finishing P2 and fastest lap for Glock. Double race win last week for Rick, extending his championship lead. Let's have a look at the standings. Yeah, Rick stretching his lead on Northern Nat to 57 points. Right. 47 points there, sorry. In P3 we've got Fates Galser, not doing too bad, 128. P4 CDR Luke there, 118. Just followed by Harold, 115. Just Dave, after a good point scoring position, moved himself a couple of places in the championship. He's up to P6 with 105. So that P3 all the way down to P9 is a close battle. We've got Fakes, Galser, CDR Luke, Harold, Just Dave, Wookie, and Mechanical all within 32 points of each other. So that will be a battle to watch out for this evening. Who is going to take pole round this Abu Dhabi track? See who's got it in on this week. Yeah, Rick podium sitter last week. How many podiums? He's had quite a few pole positions at the moment. Rick taking the charge with the pole positions. 4 out of 7 for Rick. Just Dave with 2 and Glock with 1. Rick's had 4 race wins. Northern Nats had 2. Glock's had just the 1. Rick on pole, the same Mechanical. See if you can pull a lap out the bag, mate, and take it off him this week. Very different circuit to what we had last week. A lot more overtaking opportunities. Sprint wasn't quite an exciting race, to be fair, around there. Just not many overtakes going on in the feature, as we are on board with CDR Luke as he takes the super soft tyres around Abu Dhabi for a single qualifying lap. Gets turn 1, nice, and settled. Doesn't take as much curb as I thought the drivers were going to. Doesn't cut the inside left there as much. Big heavy braking zone. Down the back straight we go. Longest straight on this circuit, keeping to the right hand side. DRS wide open, no ERS of course in these Formula 2 cars. Just outright pace. Into possibly one of the worst chicanes on the calendar. Under the bridge, DRS open once again, sticking to the inside left this time. Sweeping hairpin coming in. This car, nicely hooked to the inside. Nice clean lap from Luke this. Can he hold it for sector 3? Tricky stadium section. Car looks nice through there, doesn't run wide on the exit. Keeps it miles inside the track limits there. This lap looks like it's about to stick for Luke. Is it fast enough to put him on pole position? Just Dave does take pole with 33.1. Luke, that was a 33.3, puts in P2. It's a tenth and a half off the front two runners there. Did look like a nice, looked very controlled, but definitely had the pace. Just under 2 tenths there, separating the top 2 drivers. Northern Nat also up there, 3 tenths down. Glock as well, P4. Fates Galster, P5. Rapid, P6. Mechanical, not a bad lap there, P7. Harold, P8. Chip Hazard, P9. And Reserve, No Fandangle, P10. Unable to set a lap is Rick, championship leader, starting from the back of the grid. Harvey as well, so is Kane and Claymore. And Cashman Chatties is not setting a lap time. Gonna have to get that name right, that was not right. Never seen him before, but big shout out to the reserves in this lobby this evening. Big letdown on the check-in for tonight's race, but to have full 20 drivers, I think. Sure, we had 20 in the 19. I think we're waiting on one still, actually. There should have been a full grid. But that is big respect to the reserve drivers there, filling the empty spaces. So the guys could get a race going this evening, because only 12 checked in originally. That is very, very poor. However, reserves, congrats, mates. Nice one for stepping up, and possibly would be a full-time seat there waiting for you at some point, so it is worth sticking around. Nice one, Cole. That is Dan's son at starting P17. In front of the championship leader. Gonna give him a good race, lad. Good luck in which I think is your first race. Dan pulling all the strings there to get everyone in for tonight's race. Great work from Dan. Really appreciate that, mate. Just kept popping up with extra people throughout the day. Guys sorting out final tweaks to the setup. It's taking you slightly longer as normal. It was doing this in the F1 race for me on Sunday. Taking quite a while. Drivers on the grid now. Medium tyres for the full field, I'd expect. I'm sure Clay is going to prove me wrong on this one. Harold. We got Cashman Charles. Claymore, obviously, and Wookie starting P20. Just joined the session, if I'm not mistaken. Starting at the back of the grid on them super soft tyres, so that is big shift to the mediums there. Don't for now. Quite a quick formation like that. Let's have a look on that menu for a second, and we're coming down to sector 2 already. As we've got Kane and Harvey disqualified on the formation. That might be a slight bit of contact, just throwing them straight into the grid spots. We'll lose out at the start, but starting that far back might keep you out of trouble. See what positions Rick can make up in this sprint race. We'll be very disappointed with that. Without that time, should I say, having that time invalidated. Made some big gains doing it a couple of races ago. We started from the back, got all the way up into the point scoring places. Teammates in Just Dave and Airways starting P10 and 11. Can Just Dave carry on that form from last week? Championship challengers in Fake Scalcer, Were and Luke. Starting at the bottom end of the top 10 for this reverse sprint race grid. As we get on board with the front runners, Dan is on pole, back from Chip. Harold and Mechanical taking row 2. Rapid and Fake Scalcer row 3. And we've got Glock, Were, CDR, Luke rounding out the top 10. And we are away for this sprint race in Abu Dhabi. Harold's already taken a place from Chip up into P2. We've got big moves a bit further back. Got Wookie battling Rick for P17. Let's go down to the hairpin for the first time. No Fandangle is in the lead from Harold. P3 is Chip. Rapid and Mechanical fighting for P4. Rapid look like him getting that move done, as we've got Clay going wide in the background there. Fake Scalcer making the move on Glock. As we've got Chip and Harold. Chip's off track. Has to cut the chicane. 10-second time penalty for CDR Luckman. That was for corner cutting. Side by side is Rick and his Fake Scalcer and Rapid. Later on the brakes. Scalcer trying around the outside. Rapid keeps the position, but Scalcer's going to have the inside line. Just about leaves the racing room, and he does make that move stick. Coming into sector 3, bit of a wheel bang, side by side through the stadium section under the bridge to go. As we've got Glock and Were on the inside, and these two trying to pick up the scraps there. Oh no, wait, Glock sideways. That's just cost him a handful of places. That's him at the back of the grid. That's unfortunate from Glock, that. Big hard racing there, but bit of contact seen him facing the other way. Lucky making it through on Harvey there. He's got Rick for company. Rick going to try the old switch back down the straight. DRS will be enabled this lap, but Harvey will have it to defend from Rick. Rick goes to the inside early. Is Rick going to try and make the double overtake on Wookie as well? Oh. Go side by side through the chicane, just pulls out of that one. Wookie gets through in front. Is that going to change by this by the next corner? Goes to the outside this time. Great racing from Rick. Moves later on the brakes. Wookie shuts the door on that one. Nice defence from Wookie. So we've got further up Mechanical's made it through on chip, he's up into P3. Harold is now chasing No Fandangle for the lead of this sprint race on lap 2. Just about to start lap 3. Mechanical second in the fastest lap were 36.5. He's in P6 chasing down Rapid. Fastest laps being Glock setting them down in P18 at the moment. Gap still just around 4 tenths, just risen to 6 tenths as I was saying that, back down to 4. No battery to use. Dan going to the inside to try and break the toe. Harold goes to the inside, makes the move way before the braking zone. Made that look easy on Dangle. Mechanical now within 7 tenths of Dan. Just dropping P4 at the moment by 1.4 seconds. They've got another train of cars behind Chip all the way to P10. As we've got Just Dave going side by side with CDR Luke. Luke keeps the position. Now Wurst made it past Chip. Chip's going to try and fight it down the inside. Rapid just got through both of them then. Wurst does keep that position. Chip after starting P2 will definitely get a track limit for that as well. Finds himself in P6. Dan starting on pole. He's in P2 at the moment. Oh, he's got Lutman retiring from the session. Chip now with a time penalty. Also Kane with the time penalties. Biggest winners, Vic and Wookie down in 12th and 13th, up 7 places each. Biggest loser there is Glock down 8 places. He's in 7 now in 14th. Got Word making the overtake on Rapid down that back straight. He's up into 4th. Mechanical's just 3 tenths behind Dan now. Got that gap down from 7. Some good tyres. So Harold making them super soft work in the opening 4 laps. He's gained the positions that he needs. Clay made no impact. He's down last at the moment. Then we've got Cashman on the media on the super softs as well. He's down in 16th and Wookie in 13th. So only Harold really making them any use of them tyres in the opening stages. Now we've got Fates Galsup trying to hunt down Chip, gaining big time. Goes to the inside, makes that move. Chip doesn't fight that one too hard. Claymore's retired from the race. Is that a... Didn't see anyone have any damage, so I wouldn't imagine him just DNFing for nothing there. Yellow flag coming down the pit straight for that stranded car. I'd like to know what went on there, Clay, if you're watching. Didn't see what happened. Was it damage? Got Wookie and Glock now. Glock will be fuming being down in P13 after that incident on the opening couple of laps. Down is I'm not saying teammate, but it looks like it with the same car there. In Glock in front, but Nerf Pack is under big pressure from Glock. Dan now sets the fastest lap. With the help of DRS there is Glock going to try and make a move going into one on Nerf pack. He's going to wait and get out for a few couple more corners, both on the medium tyres. Just the two drivers on the 3-second time penalty in Kane and Chip, as we've got Fake Scouser going past Rapid up into P5. Big battles going on down here. The two Invictus going side by side with Rick up into P10 there, making the move on the inside of Airways, going into that chicane. He's on the hunt now for his teammate in Just Dave. Rick now, after starting last P19 on the grid, finds himself in the point scoring place. He's now 10th for Rick. He's got Mechanical taking P2 from Dan. That was Dan going off track as he got damage. Front wing looks intact, but that's given Mechanical P2. Now where we'll be after that P3 now from Dan, knowing that he's starting to struggle now. CDR, Chip Hazard there making it past Luke. I expect Luke to be the quicker driver as he's carrying an M plate. Well, he's carrying one less M plate on the left hand side. That could be the reason why he's not making the gains we'd expect. Definitely damage on that car. He's got Just Dave now going to try around the outside. Rick going slightly deep there. Oh, with Rick, Dave did try to go the inside of Luke, bit of contact, just losing the one place to Rick, who's now up into P9. Now he's got the damaged CDR Luke in front. Oh, Airways tapping the back of Rick there. That's cost him a couple of places. Cars driving in each other, I don't understand that. Now Glock's made it past Rick. CDR Luke getting back past Airways, Rick going side by side with Just Dave and Glock. Then runners haven't scampered off too far, so Rick can still make the gains if he can. Oh, Chip going off track there, picks up his next 3 seconds. Wookie battling with Harvey down in P14 at the moment. Can see them cars 2.1 seconds up the road, battling, so these could start holding each other up. Is it going to allow the likes of Wookie, Harvey, Nerf Pack to catch this pack of cars here? This starts from P8. Still points to be gained. Airways trying up the inside. Glock on the Airways, sorry. Airways hangs that round the outside. Rick's going to take the place from Airways though. Oh, clips Rick. That was not Rick's fault. Been in the wars today, these lot. That was unlucky, that from Airways though, going side by side with Glock. This is just allowing Luke just to have an easy race at this moment. He's carrying the damage, but he's not being put under much pressure from the guys behind. The Scouts are highest one up now, picking up the time penalty. At the moment they will only lose the one position. That was Luke going off the track there. That's a warning as we've got big contact by the guys behind. Come on, lads, sort it out. That was Airways and Glock. Chip and Glock, sorry, that was a bit reckless, that. Get on board with Rick now, he's chasing down Dave for P8. Glock picks up the time penalty. Rick's up 11 positions at the moment. 10, sorry. We've got Wookie up 7. Chip down 8. Gould down 5. And Airways down 4. So it's Glock. These two still going at it. Into the chicane. Chip stays in front. Glock now pulling to the outside. He's going to try and swoop later on the brakes. Does indeed swoop round before the apex there. Gets that move done on Chip. He's back up into P10. Got the pack just making the move on Airways. He's put himself up into P13. Harold now in P1. 2 second gap down to Mechanical. Were has taken 3rd position from Dan. Didn't see that watching the battle a bit further down. This Cashman now picked up a 3-second time penalty. Dan putting a bit of pressure on Were in these final couple of laps for that P3. Harold making them super softs work. Just dropped a couple of attempts in that first couple of sectors of this lap. To Mechanical is 1.8 now behind. Was 2.1. 2.5 laps to go. Can Mechanical start putting a bit of pressure on Harold? Finally caught back up to CDR. Luke swoops around the outside. Now just Dave looking for a move on Luke as well. As we go into sector 3. Got to sit behind for these couple of corners now. No overtaking opportunity really. Start lap 11 of 12. Harvey, where is Harvey? P11. He's up 7. Not done too bad, Wabbit. Why are you not racing in this? Sat there watching. Rick up 12 positions now, up into P7. Absolutely fantastic sprint race from Rick once again. Mechanical is now pulling. He's pulling Harold in. He's dropped a second to Harold in that lap alone. Is he going to have the speed down the back straight on the final lap to make the move for the win on the final lap of the race? Used to be good. What game was that? I've not done a single lap in these cars. Do the comms and that's me. I haven't got the time, wish I did. Now just 4 attempts. Yeah, that's when we started the F2 on the last race. They did do it for a few seasons previous, but everyone was mithering for it back, and it has returned, and it's throwing some absolutely fantastic racing up to now. Mechanical just half a second back from Harold in P1. Mechanical is going to want that win. He's got the advantage in tyre. He knows that Harold will be struggling now. He needs to get the best exit of his life out of this final hairpin. DRS will be open as Kane picks up another track limits penalty. Down the straight we go. Is he going to catch? He's catching. He's going to try the inside. Fakes to the outside. Harold tries and holds that line, but Mechanical swoops round the outside of the hairpin. Harold gets the better exit on the second half of that corner, and that's might have put Mechanical offline there. He's going to compromise his line going into this corner. He's got Were on the outside, 3 wide going into the final couple of corners. Mechanical just has his nose in front. Bit of contact with Harold there. That's going to allow Were to get through. Harold dropping from first to third on the final lap. He's got no fandangle. He's just picked up a time penalty there for that incident as Mechanical leads him round. The final couple of corners were hustling in big time though. Any mistake from Mechanical now will cost him the win. As he goes round the final corner, Mechanical takes the win in the sprint. Second is Were. Unlucky Harold there, mate. Nearly dragged them tyres out. P3 for Harold. Epic last couple of corners there. Mechanical taking the win. Rick made it all the way up to P5. Fake Scouser P6. Rapid P7. CDR Luke finishing P8. Just Dave P9. Block after that incident. Rounding out the top 10. DNFs just CDR, Clay and Lutman. Let me just jot them down before I forget. What's up with this Discord? I'm taking time. Podium there for the sprint race. Feature race to come. Congrats Mechanical, mate. Epic race that. Were good drive from you, mate, as well. Getting up into P2. Harold very unlucky there. Starting on the super softs, took the lead in the opening lap. Had a 2.5 second gap with 2 laps to go. Harold managed to drag himself back in there and grabbed the win. Just confirmation of the DNFs there in Lutman and Clay. CV Gold P18, Cashman 17, Kane P18, and Chip after starting P2 down in 15th place with 12 seconds worth of penalties. Let's get this feature race up and running. So daytime race. How is that going to affect the tyre wear? Track temp will definitely be higher, so tyre wear might be a bit more of a problem here. I'm sure we'll have a split on the strategies as we normally do. See who chooses right. And all these drivers now will have settled on a strategy to go for. They're sat there in the cars on the grid and now they're debating what strategy to start after qualifying. I know that from experience. Nearly change my mind every week. Sit there on the grid not knowing what to do. Let's go where you got. One stop. So, is that going to be a quick a quick stint on the super softs, going on to the mediums. Are we going to have medium tyres for the start? We will see. Guys, just tinkering around with setups just before we get underway here. No threat of rain, I'd imagine. Don't need one of them, thank you. So let's have a look at these. Let's have a look at these strategies. Just Dave taking that pole position. I'd be thrown for a sec then. It's like, but yeah, no, he did definitely. CDR Luke P2 were P3. So got Rick all the way back down there again. His championship challengers starting at the front. Needs an epic drive once again. So most people starting on the super softs for this race. More grip off the line, quicker first stint. Get on the mediums and drag them out to the end. Got Glock, Harold, Nerf Pack, CB Gold and Harvey all trying the medium to super softs. Harold, after starting on the super softs in the sprint, chose to go mediums for the feature. After dragging the super softs out, I'd have been. I thought he'd have started on them, to be honest. Just trying thinking something different. Yeah, you're right, Mechanical. That was a hard fought race win, that, mate. Congrats. Defo deserved. Clay, Cashman disqualifying, missing the marks. So we've got Gluckman just making his way as he pleases. Lights are on. Doesn't hold them for long. We are off for the feature race here. Round 8. As we've got CDR Luke trying to make the move on Just Dave into the first corner. Doesn't make it stick. We've got Harold and No Fandangle swapping positions. P10 at the moment. As we've got Cashman and Nerf Pack going side by side. Is Nerf Pack going to make the move? Rick already up into P14, 5 positions gained on the opening lap, opening couple of corners there. Great start from Rick. Once again, I'm sick of saying that, someone needs to challenge him. He's got word gaining on CDR Luke, but not close enough to make the move. Block was putting big pressure on Rapid, bit of contact between the two of them. Block's been in the wars tonight. Harsh defence from Glock on Mechanical. It's got Rapid right on his gearbox as well. Fandango just sticking his nose up the inside of Mechanical as Mechanical sticks to the inside of the track. Makes a move on Rick going side by side, who starts sector 3. Round the outside he goes, that's Dan going off track. Mechanical makes the move stick on Rapid. Got Glock being hunted by Chip once again. Just Dave still in the lead of this race by half a second. Behind him, CDR, Luke and Were as they were. Top 3 haven't changed places. What biggest loser out the top 10 at the moment? He's down 3 in P7. Rick already up 7 places. Got Wookie up 5. Great start from Wookie, and he's got Nerf Pack just in front. Both will have DRS though. As Wookie does go to the inside, that is Rick going off track there. It's big contact as someone came back onto the track. Didn't see who that was. Got Nerf Pack on the outside of Cashman. Oh, 3 wide. Nerf Airways was a bit of a meat in the sandwich. Bit of a Rick and Nerf Pack sandwich there. All 3 drivers managed to continue. Big battle at the bottom end of the top 10. Got Mechanical, Glock, Chip, No Fandangle, Harold, Rick and Airways all within 4 to 6 tenths. Any mistake now from these boys will cost them serious places. Oh, that was Harold. That wasn't Harold, that was Cashman nearly going sideways on the final corner. Cashman with the 3-second time penalty. Just in with the penalties for now. He's got Chip ever closer to Dan. Try around the outside of Dan. Who's going to be last on the brakes? That was Dan by a country mile, tapping the back of Glock though there. Didn't losing a bit of end plate for his troubles. Didn't quite get his braking point spot on there as Rick is making it past Harold as we speak. He's up into P10. So just got Chip, Dan, Glock and Mechanical in the way now before he gets on to the front runners. There's a 4.1 second gap though to Rapid. That is a bit of time to catch up on. Rick's stuck in a bit of traffic at the moment as we've got just Dave still out in P1, settled down into this race, running a good pace for now, just keeping Luke around 6-7 tenths. What's that, a track limit warning though? Luke's being put under pressure from Scousel for that P3. Kane now picking up time penalties. We've got Clay dropping all the way back. Is Scousel going to try and make the move? As we've got Kane disqualified. Don't know what that was for. Yellow flag clears up Rapid. Where is out of DRS now. He hasn't got it to defend from Scousel, who's going to try around the outside. Where keeps that P3 spot for now. Being hustled though from Scousel. Claymore, time penalty for corner cutting. He's got no end plate as well. Is that an accident with another car, or is he hit the wall somewhere? Luke's just pulled Dave in at the front now, just 3.5 tenths separating the top two. Were and Fate Scouts are battling away. That's just cost Were about a second to the guys in front. In his defence on Scouser. He's got Glock making the move on mechanical. He's up into P6. As we've got Dan into the pits. Early pit stop. Only one to box. Is that for a new wing as well? He should be onto the medium now. 12 laps to go. It's exactly what he did in the sprint, so we'll know how the tyres will feel. Front two just separated by 4 tenths still. Luke can get closer in the corners, but down the straight doesn't have the speed at this moment in time. Is he just running a slightly higher downforce package on that car? It's giving him performance in the corners, but losing him straight line speed. Front 5 on the super soft. We just got Glock in P6 on the mediums, and then Harold in P10 on the mediums. That is it for the top 10. Everyone else on the super softs. Bit further back, split up quite evenly. Biggest gainers at the moment. Ricky's up into P8 and Wookie up into P12. Front 3 where they are. Chip now with a time penalty. Get this overtake from Harold on Wookie on Airways. He's got the front 2 battling out for the lead at the moment. Just Dave just about hanging on to that first place as Luke goes up the inside. Dave trying to hang that round the outside though. 2 wide going through sector 3. Very tight section of track. Great racing from these 2 lads. Both do well to make it through. Dave just keeps that position for now as Harvey is the next one to pick up a 3-second time penalty. As we've got Were now into the pits, the first one to box, followed in by Rapid. So we've got Luke, Dave, Scouser, Glock's on the mediums, all staying out. Pick up into P5 now with that pit stop. We've also got Airways coming into the pits. Just Dave stretched that gap out again to around 6 tenths. Luke just unable to catch at the moment. We've got Harold just behind Chip now for P7. It's just 3 tenths behind. DRS advantage over Chip. Jinx to the inside, makes that move. Stick nice and simple there for Harold, up into P7. Got Rick now chasing down Glock. It's just 8 tenths behind. He's got work going down through on CB Gold there. Making it through on Cashman as well. got a nice bit of free air now to get a couple of clean, solid laps in. Just got the front runners, Dave deciding to stay out, Luke doing the opposite, so Scouser got up into P2 on the mediums. Just Dave still staying out on them super softs. Is he going to box the next lap? It's the in lap of his life now. Try and stretch the gap on Luke. It's just around 6/10 of a second. It's going to be tight on pit exit. It's a very awkward pit exit as well as you go under the track. Cold tyres, as that was Scouser nearly going off. We've got Rick behind him, pushing him through the exit. Where is Rick? Just behind Scouser, we've got Wurt and Luke coming down the back straight as just Dave coming to start sector 3 now. Understeering crazy there in that left-hander. Is he going to decide to pit this lap? I presume he would do. Got Word getting past Wookie in the background. Just Dave now decides to pit. We've had Word and Luke battling for position. Word's made it through, as that cost them a bit of time on Just Dave, who is now getting a change of tyres. Wookie's now in as well after gaining 16 places. Just Dave coming out the pits. Where is Luke and Word just coming down the main straight, just taking turn 1. It's going to be tight. Coming through the tunnel now. We're going to meet on exit here. Oh, Just Dave just comes out behind the two guys in front. The undercut working there on for Word and Luke. So at the moment, Word is your net leader. Down in P5. Everyone else yet to make the pit stops. Everyone, all of them guys on the mediums out. Yeah, just the front 4 and CV Gold and Lutman yet to pit. Everyone on track other than Lutman is on the medium tyres. Now trying to get that position back from Work. Harvey carrying that 3-second time penalty just up the road. I wouldn't imagine the medium runners will be too far from pitting now either, to be fair. 7 laps to go. It's not a bad amount of laps to get them super soft to the end. Someone in the pits there. Harold into the pits, don't know why it's not got that next to his name. Never seen that before. Harold decides to pit. Work making his move on Harvey. Now makes the move down the straight. CDR Luke trying to force his way through. Goes to the inside on Harvey. Is Harvey going to let him through? He does. Oh, Luke goes very deep there. Loses a position. Nearly takes the back of Were out. That would have been a nasty accident for both of the drivers in that championship battle. Luke just misjudges braking point. Give Harvey that place back. Kicking himself with that now, Luke. That was his chance to put some serious pressure on Work. This is could be for the race win these couple of corners. As we've got Just Dave now, doesn't need to be held up. These two battling in front will help him though. Just catch up and dispatch Harvey as quickly as he can. Harvey probably should be peeling into the pits now anyway, as he does. So that's Just Dave getting through. Don't know why it's not telling me that. It was before. So Word now takes the lead. And Luke's picked up a time penalty. Wow, I didn't see that. 3-second time penalty for Luke. That's just took all the pressure in the world off Word for the win at the moment. 6 laps to go. Just Dave now. He's in P3. Was leading this race from pole position to the pit stops. Pitted the lap after the guys out in front. Cost him around 2.1 seconds. As Dave got the pace now to catch up and make the overtake on these two. Got 3 very fast drivers out in front. 2.1 second gap to Rick, who's made his way all the way through the pack up into P4. Also made his pit stop. Nice strategy from Rick. I think we need to make a rule now. Rick needs to just drive on the wet tyres. Rick can only use wets. Fantastic pace once again, mate. After terrible qualifying, dragged yourself up in contention for a podium. Just Dave only 3 attempts behind Luke at the moment. But he will have DRS. Luke won't have DRS on. We're in front. Is that going to be an overtake coming for Dave? Sorry, I've been a bit invested in these 4 guys at the moment. These are your championship battles as we start the second half of the season. Because Dan now picks up the time penalty. That's 6 seconds for Dan. We've got 3 for Luke. As Just Dave does make that move now on Luke down the back straight with DRS. No more DRS for next year, so make the most of it while you've got it. Everyone made the stops now. Front 4 on the mediums. We've got Glock, the first super soft runner. Next 3 with Fake Scouts of Rapid and Airways on the mediums. Harold's on the super softs. Chip Hazard, Wookie, Mechanical Dan on mediums. Nerf Pack, Harvey, Levy Gold on the super softs with the back. Cashman and Luckman. Cashman and Luckman. Proper pairing at the back on the mediums. Luckman just made his stop. Sorry, get off the screen. Where has now been caught up by Dave. He's in that DRS threat. He's got a couple of laps now to start putting the pressure on Worth for the win. Harold and Airways just coming through turn 1. Closest battle at the moment, and we've got Mechanical on Wookie. Who's that going off in the background? That's Dan. That's another track limit for him. Just Dave is gaining on Were. Just runs out the straight, doesn't make the move. As that was Were went deep and the ghosted there. The game is glitching today, man. Word does keep P1 at the moment, just 3.5 tenths back is Just Dave. Half a second back from him is Luke. Then we've got championship leader Rick in P4. Any one of these 4 could still win this race. Just a 1.2 second gap back to Glock in P5. A few gaps spread out, then 2.5 seconds to Scouser, 2 seconds to Rapid, 6.5 seconds to Harold. And we've got Mechanical and Chip battling it out on track. Chip makes the move. Promotes himself up into P11. Just 4 attempts now separating the front two. Is Just Dave close enough this time round to make the move? Can he make that overtake stick? Couple more laps left. Is he going to be a bit more calculated than that? Just hold positions for a couple of laps, keep that DRS to defend, or is he going to prove me wrong and go for the move? Oh, he backs out of the move. Is he playing the game here? Just Dave thinking about a couple of laps time, doesn't want Word to have the DRS to make the overtake on himself. Mind games from Dave. It's just allowed Luke to catch up slightly, just 3 attempts separating them two now. 9 attempts separating the top 4 at the moment. This is how tight this F2 campaign has been up to now. All still battling out for this win at the moment in time. 2 laps to go after this. Is Rick going to try on Luke? Thinks better of it into turn 1. Could see a couple of overtakes happening down the straight. Could be 4 wide at one point. We will see. Rick does now make the move on Luke. He's up into P3. Big pressure now with that. Is Glock trying to go up the inside of Rapid? I don't think he'll be taking that. He doesn't take that. Glock sticks behind for now. Got Word. Just Dave has made the move on Word. Now Dave's going to fight back. Word does take that P1 spot back for the time being. Got 2 more laps of this. Rick's only half a second back as well. It's going to be nip and tuck for the last couple of laps. Any mistake now will cost big points. That was a lock up from Glock, I think, going a bit deep into that corner. Final corner as we start the penultimate lap. Just Dave will have DRS. So will Rick. We know Rick is quick in a straight line. Rick's putting a bit more pressure on Dave than Dave is on Were out in front. What move down the straight. Top 5 will have DRS. Rick's just a bit too far behind, so's Dave. Word just stretched a bit of a gap there from the guys behind. Rick now all over the back of Dave. Is he going to try? Dave's a lot closer to Were this time around though. Doesn't try and make the move this time round. Everyone's sticking close together. Just Dave is trying to go around the outside of sector 3, very tight section of track. This could allow Rick to come and steal a couple of places here with these two battling. So Rick is going to take P2 off Were. Hard battling once again. as we start the final lap of this Abu Dhabi feature race for the F2. Just Dave stretched that gap to around a second now with the Archie in sector 3. Oh, Just Dave's picked up a time penalty now. That has absolutely killed his race off. He's got a half a lap to try and stretch out a 2-second gap. That is going to be some going from Dave. Luke and Glock, bit of contact going down the straight there. Where could be inheriting a win tonight. Only 6 tenths behind Just Dave and P2. Rick's P3 could be taking P2. 3-second time penalty for Dave, dropping back all the way to 5th. See how the timing board fares at the end. Coming round the final sector now. Just Dave still in P1. We're hanging it out in P2. Rick from 19th up into P3. Lucky after starting P20 up into 9th. As found the final corner, Dave does take the win. Just will inherit that though with the time penalty. Rick takes P2. Glock ends up P3. Not a bad race from Glock. Yeah, Just Dave dropping down to P4 there. Fate Scouts are taking a P5, not a bad race from him. Luke will be disappointed with that time penalty. He's down in P6. Good race from Rapid, he's P7. Dave fuming with himself there, could have had his win. Instead finds himself not even on the podium. Just the 2 DNFs in Kane and Clay. Last man to cross the line is Cashman. He takes P17. Not bad for your first race, mate. Not bad at all. Epic battles at the end of both races there. Not a bad track that for this category. Race winner in Worth. Fastest lap goes to Nerf Pack. Driver of the day from the game goes to Rick. Most overtakes Harvey. And cleanest driver Rick. Get these results for you. Confirmation. We're taking the P1, Rick P2 and Glock P3. Guys at the back, Kane, Clay, Lupman, Cashman, CV Gold, Harvey, Dan, Chip Hazard, Nerf Pack Mechanical and Airways. Great race. Just starting pole. Just lost out on that with the time penalty. Fate Scouts that finished where he started. Not bad that. Not bad at all. Wookie there, up 11 positions. Let's get these guys in. Get these boys in for the interview. Good evening, Nat.
Evening, buddy.
How are we?
That's warm.
Evening, Rick.
Hello.
How's it going, mate?
Evening, buddy.
We'll get going. I don't know if Glock don't normally join the interviews, so we'll get going without him. Well, chaotic end to both races there, really.
Mental.
Rick, did you invalidate your lap, mate?
Yes.
Oh.
Exit of the chicane, I went a little bit, tiny bit too wide, and it invalidated my lap. So, although I didn't even gain time with it, I think, but...
Keep it in the white lines. Cost you that.
True.
Not bad qualifying from yourself. Where was it? P3? P4?
Yeah, and it was so frustrating because I reckon I lost maybe 2-3 tenths on the exit of the chicane. Like if you take that yellow lump, like you try to take too much
Bounces
of it,
over it.
It just bounces you and it costs you massive grip. I reckon if I hadn't have hit that, I reckon I'd have probably got pole.
Yeah, it's only a few tips separating you. 3 or 4 tips. So
Yeah. Well, I was saying last week, wasn't I, like, how do you beat Rick? Like, there's no catching him. It turns out the only way to beat Rick is for Rick to beat Rick. So, I'll take that. But that recovery drive is insane, Rick. Last to second, what do you mean?
No, I wasn't last. Wookie was behind me, but...
I think he joined late, Wookie.
It's mainly just staying out of trouble on lap 1, because I gained like
You gained
8
5
positions
didn't you?
No, 8 in total in like 1 lap, I think. Just because mostly of chaos and people having bad exits and whatever. So...
One thing I notice is dirty air doesn't affect this track as much.
No, it was very close
No.
running there through sector 3, like all the way through that race.
Yeah. I said it in the Discord chat, it was really good at the end to actually battle Rick rather than him just disappearing up the road. Because I think from the end of the second DRS zone all the way to the penultimate corner, were we side by side, Rick?
Mm,
It can't have been far
I think in the middle of sector 3, you and Dave were battling and you went a bit wide and I just took the racing line, and from then on we were side by side and doing switchbacks and whatever. So
Yeah, great fun.
I found that Go on.
Yeah, I found that really draining though. Like, I am dripping in sweat.
Yeah, it looked like an intense one, that, to be fair.
Yeah, but again, some mega racing.
Top battles there.
Like, that sprint finish was just ridiculous. Like, there were 4 cars just 2-2 next to each other, all within like half a tenth for most of sector 3. That's
it was crazy.
ridiculous.
How everyone made it through, I don't know. To be fair, that was good spatial awareness there by quite a lot of drivers. To be honest, there.
Yeah, it's nice to have that sort of battle and it not end in a squabble. Like, I can't see any reports in those battles, personally. No. Like, it was just good, fair racing. There might have been a couple of nudges, but Sector 3 is tight, especially going under the bridge. There's always going to be a touch or two, but no one really had a massive issue.
No, it was very clean, just 2 retirements. I think, don't know what happened to Clay. I don't know if he crashed or what, but he didn't finish. He'd be wounded. But you two, championship battle is well and truly on now.
I would not go that far. He's still got like a 40-point gap to me.
Plenty of time.
I do want to say one thing before I go, though. If Luckman's watching this, you can never chat to me about pace again. You got lapped.
Oh, he was at the back.
He wasn't even there. No clue what happened to him, but...
I have no idea, but I saw him and I'm like, I'm sure it says I'm first and there's a car in front of me.
I saw it on the mini-map. I was like, wait, who's leading? It can't be my teammate because he's behind me. Oh wait, it's Luckman.
The blue flags came out like there's no way this is happening to him. There's no way.
That's a race to
All the
forget
crap
for
he
him.
gives me about Monza, that's what he gets.
Nah, congratulations to you two. Keep it going.
Cheers, buddy.
It's been you two for a couple of weeks now on the chat, so yeah, keep the pace up. And unlucky on the qualifying, Rick, because gives everyone else a bit of a chance. That just and you to showcase your overtaking skills as well as just sailing off into the distance. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
thanks.
was a good track for overtaking, better than last week anyway.
oh, it is. Tell me about it. I hate that track. It's
Yeah.
nice to drive for about 3 laps and then you just get disorientated because you don't know where I always forget where I am on that track. I don't know why.
It's just like one big circle, and it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, it's weird.
same speed for every corner, apart from the hairpin, and you get lost in it.
Right, let's round that up, boys. Yeah, 2 podium sitters, race winner in work. I bet Dave is absolutely kicking himself for that penalty, man.
Oh,
Honestly.
I saw that flash up, and I was like, there is no way. I had
At
2
all.
warnings from lap 3. So
Really?
when I saw
Wow.
what happened with you, Rick, because you dropped back a bit on the last lap.
I just overpushed it.
Ah, right. Because I saw him drop back, and then that flash up, and I was like, oh my god, it's happening. It's actually happening.
No, turn 5, I braked a little bit too late, so got a shit exit, and then out of the chicane, I also got a shit exit. So yeah.
Well, more of that next week, please, mate.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations, lads. Same
Cheers,
again next
buddy.
week, hopefully.
Cheers.
Right, round it out there. Nice one for tuning in. Same time next week, and Friday 8 o'clock for the F1. Nice one, boys. See you again soon.